What's up, you guys? This is One Classic Gamer here. Welcome back to some more Resident Evil 8 Village of Shadows difficulty. And it's time for the castle, everyone. This freaking part of the game, I just added up all of the footage together. All of the recording sessions took me 5.5 hours to beat, by the way. There's a wooden ox right there. So there's a lot for me to walk you guys through in this video, a lot coming up. So just be ready because this part of the game is really freaking hard and you are going to fail a lot. Lucky for you, I've got plenty of advice and tips for you guys.
I've been waiting for you, Mr. Winters.
How do you know my name?
Anyone who is anyone has heard of the likes of you. A hero searching for his daughter. Though I must say, that castle arouses suspicion.
Yeah, and so do you.
I am but a humble merchant.
Here?
Oh, forgive my manners. Call me the Duke. Now to business. Weapons, ammunition, healing salves, anything you desire, I can provide.
We got our boy, the Duke, here. We're going to be seeing him plenty of times throughout this video, so I don't think I really stock up too much here or really mess with the upgrades that much because we're not really doing too bad right now. This first part is very, very straightforward. Pretty much all you're going to do is head into the castle. There are some items that we can loot and whatnot, and yeah, I mean, it doesn't really get crazy until you make it into the Grand Hall area where all of like the statues are. This part of the game, if you're playing it on easier difficulties, you could probably get through this part in the amount of time that this video is, like an hour and in 15 minutes, hour, 20 minutes. It's really not that long of a section once you know exactly what you're supposed to do, but it is the first big giant area that you explore basically in the game. So make sure you're always smashing these cabinets here because they got plenty of supplies. And you guys are going to see me go for several trophies in this video. I think I go for like 2 trophies. And I do loot the area a bunch because there are 4 boss battles in this entire like section. The 3 daughters and Lady D at the very, very end, and they are all really freaking annoying. I mean, the second daughter is pretty easy, but the first daughter, the third daughter is easily the worst. The first daughter sucks, and Lady D is such a long freaking fight, but as always, I'm getting ahead of myself here, so just take your time because right now the game is chill, but very soon all hell is going to break loose. So if you weren't at all fazed by the first hour and a half of this game, you certainly are going to be now when you make it to this part of the game. So when you're ready to progress the story, you can come in here. This is where the Duke is going to be, but there's really nothing going on right now. And there's a save station there. Once you're ready to progress the story, come up and read this plaque here.
Looking for Rose? Man blood. Mother, I bring you fresh prey.
You are so kind to me, daughters. Now, let's take a look at him. Well, Ethan Winters. You escaped my little brother's idiot games, did you? Let's see how special you are.
Yes, Mother.
Yes, Mother. Starting to go a little stale.
Then let's devour his man-flesh quickly, Mother.
I am the one who captured him.
Now, daughters. First, I must inform Mother Miranda. But later, well, there will be enough for everyone. Udama!
Hey, wait.
Oh, be careful what you wish for, Ethan Winters.
Wait, what are you doing? You crazy witches.
How is he able to do that? Question mark. Well, I'm not going to spoil it if you guys haven't seen this game or watched my first playthrough of the game yet. But if you are here, thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, I'd appreciate it if you guys would comment, like, share. It really helps me out, helps boost my engagement and get me a better shot at hitting the algorithm. So there's nothing going on here in this area here. I think this cabinet there is locked. You need a lockpick in order to get in there. There's like a picture you can look at, but this is where we're supposed to go. Once again, this is still pretty slow. We're in the slow part of the game, or the section rather, my bad. I apologize if I don't provide perfect commentary for you guys. It already took me I don't even know how long it took me. It took me 3 hours to edit this video, and it was insane. I tried my absolute best to string together all of my successful attempts and cut around all of the fails so that I could give you guys the most basic, I guess, guide. I mean, I would... Guide is kind of a loose way to describe this video. This is somewhat of a guide. I mean, this version of it is the commentary version because I'm helping you guys out. You can unlock this door from the other side here, which I recommend doing because we can come back in here later if we need to grind for resources. And I missed stuff in that chamber there. Unfortunately, once you make your way past the statue, you can't go back, sadly. So let's go see the Duke.
Oh, we meet again.
Duke? Why are you here?
Where there's coin to be made. And have you found your daughter?
No.
If she is truly here, the lady of the castle would have kept little Rose in her private chambers, would she not?
Dimitrescu?
The very same. Why don't you take a look? Maybe you'll get lucky. And speaking of looking, care to make a purchase?
I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. If this world was real, I'd be the Duke, man. I mean, he has the most chill part in this entire village, bro. All he does is just sit and sell stuff and trade supplies with people. And he doesn't get bothered by anyone, man. The frickin' daughters don't mess with him in this section here. Lady D doesn't come into this room. So yeah, you are safe in here. If you're getting chased at all, which we are going to be getting chased plenty of times, this is the most, I would say, like Resident Evil, like RE7 / RE2 police station section of the game. Like, you know, there are other, you know, sections that we're going to be exploring throughout the game that have pretty big maps, but the castle is, in my opinion, the most intricate and complicated. So, yeah, we're going to come up here now, and we're still chilling right now, so make sure you loot this area. For some reason, I didn't take really any time at all to, like, explore this room. Like, I smashed this vase here, and I think I picked something else up. And I didn't unlock that door either from the other side, which I should have done. Or maybe it is already unlocked. I'm not sure. It's been a minute since I've played this. But there is handgun ammo near the door there. There's like another cabinet there. I do search the upper floor a little bit better. This room, obviously, if you know the puzzle or don't know it, we're going to be coming back here pretty soon because we need to gather like the bottle of wine to put there in that little like pedestal. And there are a couple of vases that you can smash up here. I think there's one in the corner over here. There's also a crystal that we're going to get later on that I didn't notice the first time, but I will show you guys where it is, and you're not going to have to backtrack for it because it's going to be pretty much on the main path. But make sure you are looting everything you see. Trust me, you are going to need the ammo because right now, at this point, it's actually going to get hard. So, I think there's something in here. No. So basically, we're going to take that ring and remove the eyeball and then put the eyeball in the little like statue here on the door.
I haven't cut open a man in a while. Let me string you up, slice your jugular, and just watch. Taken alive, dead, which would you prefer?
And that's how we get past the first daughter. Obviously, once you get down here, she's not going to follow you anymore, so yeah, we're about to run into some enemies, and then after the enemies, we are going to be fighting the first boss fight, the first daughter, and let me tell you guys, this freaking fight, I don't know how long it actually took me. I would say all three of the fights combined, I mean, the third daughter is easily the worst of them all. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the second daughter is not as bad. She's probably the easiest one. And the first daughter is the second hardest. I spent like at least an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours possibly on this. I did have commentary for the first like 3 recording sessions, like, you know, the first third of this game. And I might do a failure montage, kind of like what I did with RE4 Remake. But it won't be for the entire game because, like I said, I did live commentary for just the first like third of the game, and then the rest of it I just decided to basically tune the game out, listen to my music, and, you know, just completely go down the rabbit hole of watching a bunch of guides to see all the best strats and everything that I could learn to get through some of the sections. This is definitely where the game starts to get hard. I mean, I said that last time in part 1, but I was not exaggerating. You guys are going to be struggling a lot here if it's your first time playing on Village of Shadows, but if you try to mimic my playstyle and do what I do, I believe you'll have a better chance of surviving this section. Resourcing, scavenging for resources is obviously very important, and yeah, this first area here with these cells, we can search around freely without have to worry about being chased by these guys. So I would hold off on crafting at times, especially if you're well stocked, because if you know that you're about to come across like more resources in like the next room, then you could have chances at, you know, crafting something even better potentially. So there's a pipe bomb here. I like to head over here this way to kind of like bait them to follow me so that I have less of them to run by. Always guard whenever you're doing this. Always guard, and immediately after they attack you, press L1 to basically either push them or kick them out of the way. This method can also be applied for the bosses, and at this point we're just running straight by these guys because I took some damage there. Once you get to the top of the stairs, there's always going to be a guy on fire up here. I don't know how he got on fire, but that's kind of irrelevant. I don't know how he did that much damage to me, but just make sure you're always pushing them away from you and giving yourself time to like aim and get a couple of shots on them so that they can go down as quickly as possible. There's going to be a transition here because as soon as we make our way into the next chamber, there's going to be more enemies, and the daughter is basically going to appear. Yeah, just run by these guys, keep blocking, and if you're lucky like me and you get some good RNG there, then you can get by them with no problems whatsoever. So there's some shotgun ammo here. Grab this, and we have a little cutscene coming up.
Where are you going, little one?
Bullets cannot harm. You stupid man thing!
Okay, so as soon as this fight starts, we're going to craft a mine, if we haven't already, and shoot this window here. By shooting the window, we can run up ahead, place 2 mines here. If you're lucky, you will not get hit there. Your goal is to basically take these regular enemies that are chasing you out as quickly as possible. So do exactly what I just did. Chuck a pipe bomb and shoot them with the shotgun until they're all dead. I managed to take pretty much all of them out except one guy who's up ahead, and I had a healing item, so I got lucky there and I got past the guy. And now we can pretty much just engage the daughter and not have to worry about the regular enemies fucking with us. So always guard and kick her out of the way when you can, and just unload on her with the shotgun. I don't know how that last enemy died, to be completely honest with you guys. I think I may have gotten him with my shotgun shot when, you know, she came through the doorway and he was just kind of standing in the way. But that's it. That's the end of the fight. You have to keep running back and forth. It's a very quick fight once you master it, and once she dies, loot her remains and, you know, take what you can, basically. We got plenty of handgun ammo here, but I didn't really have enough time to grab it. I believe if you do that fight exactly as I just showed you guys, you should have a little bit of an easier time getting through that fight. But it is rough because you are in a super confined space and it just fucking sucks. It really freaking sucks. But, you know, it's going to calm down for a bit now. We don't really have to worry that much about anything crazy happening for, I would say, the next like 15 or 20 minutes or so. So take your time when you're coming through these areas. You don't have to worry about there being enemies because there are no enemies here yet. Enemies do appear here later on, so remember that. I think there's a weapon attachment here. Yeah, so we're going to equip this. And, I mean, any sane person attempting Village of Shadows is going to be doing this game in New Game Plus, man. I feel like I'm one of the few people who actually is crazy enough to, like, attempt this in just a regular new game and have to start over with all of your weapon upgrades and everything again, which makes this challenge and this difficulty so much harder. So I'm looking at the map a lot, as you can tell, like scanning the areas to see if I have completed them or potentially have missed any or like left any valuable supplies down there. There's a crystal fragment up here, so we're going to shoot it, and we're going to go back into that wine room now. So this door obviously is going to unlock the the door from the other side, and we can be able to get back into, we're going to be able to get back into this room that we were in before now. So if you guys are wondering why I'm shooting all of the windows, there is a trophy for shooting very specific windows, and they're kind of spread like all throughout the castle, annoyingly. So if you guys see me, notice me pause, I paused the game a lot in this video because I was like looking at a guide to help me out with that pretty much the entire time that I was making my way through this section. So we're at an hour 17 now with this playthrough, so not bad, not too shabby. I really think, honestly, dude, I said this in part 1, but I really think third person adds a lot more to this playthrough, man. I don't know, it just feels more appropriate to play this game in third person. Like, looking at the footage now, I think I like third person view more than I like first person. So we got the courtyard key. As soon as you get to the door here, this second daughter is going to spawn here, and if you're unlucky like me, she's gonna bite you, take a chunk out of you. But don't worry, pretty much as soon as we make our way into the courtyard, we don't have to worry about her anymore. So use the key to unlock this door. But yeah, what I was saying before, I really do feel like third person mode like adds a lot to this game. Maybe I'm just like more used to playing games like these in third person than first person, but the third person just adds a lot of depth to this because you can like spin the camera around a lot more and really just take in the environments a lot more. Man, I feel like I'm like rambling right now. This is definitely I think one of the slower parts of this part, because there's really nothing happening here. Make sure you loot this area. There is an herb in the bushes that I'm going to be grabbing later on when we come back through here. But again, just making sure that you're always scavenging for resources is the most important thing in this section of the game, because you are going to need a lot of ammo to beat some of these bosses. So we got some lay here. And yeah, we're going to now go up these stairs to the right and through this door here. I think there's a little section here, a little cinematic, but I chose just to talk over it anyway because there's really nothing to see here. We can shoot these windows. We don't have to worry about her chasing us yet. She's not in that mode of stalking us yet, but pretty soon she will be. So yeah, this whole section is just a fucking ride, man. If you've made it this far, if you are watching this, or maybe if you've seen my no commentary version and now you're watching this to see what I have to say about how to get through some of these sections, what do you think about this section of the game? I think this is probably one of my favorite sections in the game. And yeah, editing this was just an insane experience. So many freaking cuts, man. If I like zoom out of the timeline right now, there's just so much here. So we got a map up here. We also have to shoot those windows, but I forgot to shoot them. I think whenever you see me take a lot more time than I usually do, it's obviously because I'm yapping or talking. Remember, I had live commentary during this, so I was taking my time quite a bit in the beginning of this game, the first couple hours or so. But where we're actually supposed to go, I don't think there's anything here. Yeah, there's nothing here. We're actually supposed to go here. I'm looking around, I think, for a crystal fragment. And I think there's one behind us, like in front of the room that we're supposed to go into. But I was never able to actually spot it. There is also like a back chamber that we're going to be going into later on, but it's not unlocked yet. So now we have this freaking stupid puzzle. So just do exactly what I do here, and you should have no problem solving this. Make sure all the statues are in the position that you see on the video, and you should solve this. There's really no resources for us to grab here in this room, so I'm just going to sit here and wait for the doors to open, as you can see, and take my headphones out because I was probably listening to a guide or something. I don't know. Maybe I was already tuning the game out at this point. I need to actually look at the, listen to the commentary that I have for this section of the game, because I don't remember. I remember I was raging so much to the point to where I was just like, you know what, I don't want to do commentary anymore. It's too much freaking work, and the majority of this is going to be edited anyway. So just like the prison cell section, there are a ton of enemies down here in the wine cellar. So you're pretty much going to have to run, and I got lucky going through here. I did still take plenty of damage though, so always guard, you guys. Always guard. Every time you play this game, guard every single time and push the enemies back. Sometimes you get unlucky like me, and you'll get hit from behind, and you'll use your health item, and then a douchebag enemy like this will jump up and take a chunk out of you just cuz. But pretty much we're making our way towards the dumbwaiter, and once you get into the dumbwaiter, you're pretty much home free. So I fired a shot here to try to get by this guy. I don't know how I am not dead yet, to be completely honest, and I was lucky enough to get by that guy, and then for one last, little middle finger, they put a last enemy down here, on this final, little stretch here. I think there was alcohol here, but I wasn't quick enough at grabbing it, and I just said, fuck it, I need to get out of here. Thankfully, I was at critical health, and if, you go a certain amount of time without getting hit, you get your health back when you're in that critical health state, or you get at least some of your health back. So, thankfully, there was an herb up here, and we're about to see Lady D and how angry she is after what we did to her baby. So you can save here if you want, but I'm not, because we already had a checkpoint, so we don't have to really worry about saving.
Mother Miranda, I regret to inform you that Ethan Winters has escaped that fool Heisenberg. Because he is in my castle and has already proven too much for my daughters to handle. When I find him... No, Mother Miranda. Yes, of course, I understand the importance of the ceremony. I won't let you down. To hell with the ceremony! That man will pay for what he's done.
Yeah, she's really mad. We should avoid her at all costs. So thankfully the game gave me some chem fluid here. And this upcoming section really isn't that bad, but I think one thing I noticed is that in Village of Shadows mode, they actually put more enemies in your path. They pull an RE3 remake. They add additional enemies into the encounter that weren't there before on the easier difficulties, even on hardcore. So we pick up the key here, and there's really nothing for us to see. I tried going back, but I was unsuccessful. So yeah, when you're ready to fight Lady D, or run away from her rather, in this case, just open up this door right here with the key that we just picked up.
Oh shit.
There you go. All this for a child who isn't even here.
What the hell
You ungrateful, selfish wretch! You come into my house! You lay your filthy man hands on my daughters! And now you even try to steal my property! How dare you! Rest while you can, because I will hunt you, and I will break you!
Go ahead, do your worst.
And we fucking fell down again. Man, this place sucks. So there is a barrel here. Make sure you smash it, or a crate rather. Actually, I guess, no, it's not a barrel. It's not shaped like a barrel, dude. That's a crate. Idiot. So there aren't really that many supplies in this upcoming room here, apart from this little like back room that has like a another like crate that we can smash. But this part generally is pretty easy. Just keep in mind, I mean, if you're playing this on this difficulty, you've beaten the game at least once at this point on hardcore normal difficulty. So keep in mind that during this part, you're also going to have to deal with regular enemies that are going to be chasing us while Lady D is chasing us. Come back here, grab the lay and the chem fluid, and when you're ready, grab the lever.
Like I'd let you get away. You'll be sliced to ribbons before you ever see the child.
And this is the point where I feel like, honestly, I would just give up. I mean, bitch straight up just chopped off our freaking hands. So, yeah, we got those zombie guys in the back. I do the same technique here, basically, as, you know, my regular run, in that I just basically hide behind something and wait for her to, you know, get up to us and then run around her, basically. We got to grab our severed hand, and you don't have to wait too long here. I would just do what I do here. Hopefully you get lucky there and you don't get hit by that guy. I was very lucky and managed to avoid most of these enemies, and they put one in this room too, annoyingly. But I think if you keep running, you can probably get by that guy like no problem. So once you make your way into this room here, you're pretty much safe at that point. And yeah, there's another cutscene coming up.
Running will get you nowhere!
Good. Man, screw this castle.
My thoughts exactly. Man, how was Ethan able to do that, bro? I remember the first time I, you know, played this like it was yesterday. I was just like, man, what? Like, how, bro? How? So we're going to backtrack, come back up here again to grab some more supplies. We're going to shoot these windows because I'm still going for that trophy. We're almost there, by the way. I think we have a few more windows left. And there is also a like little back area here, like I said before. I don't know if I found this the first time I was playing through this section. You could also go back down into the wine cellar, but I would not recommend it because, you know, I mean, go if you want. If you really have a death wish, then go for it. I clearly didn't, and I did backtrack to several areas in this castle and try my absolute hardest to scavenge, but some areas, like going back there, if you don't kill the enemies, is just so freaking hard. So we're doing a bit of a transition here. We're going back out into the courtyard, and we're going back on the main path because I believe we're going to grab the first, we're going to grab another key right now, I think. Among a few other things. That guy that was able to hit me for some reason. It's kind of a BS hit, honestly. There's another map here that you can grab, and there's a door behind us, but we can't go through it yet because it's locked from the other side. So just ignore it from now. We're going to go upstairs. I think there are some more windows for us to shoot here. Yeah. We could craft some ammo there, but I'm pretty much holding off on that for now. We can't get into this door to our right because we need I think a key that we're about to get the key right now. So yeah, this is on the main path. Duh. I mean, I edited this video in like multiple recording sessions, so excuse me, but forgive me, I mean. Jeez. God, I'm trying my absolute hardest to keep myself together here. Shoot these 2 windows here, and there are, I think, 2 enemies on this floor because this room is basically separated into 2 separate floors, and the first guy is going to be in here, and I think I actually avoided him the first time around because if you come back here, you can pick up the flower something ball. I didn't catch all of that, and I don't know what my man was doing there. He was like so dazed and confused. It's like as he swung at us, he like fucking hit his head on the wall like really hard or something. But I do engage with this guy, and I think the reason why I chose to actually kill him was, one, I didn't want to have to deal with the stress of having to come back up here. I would not recommend coming back up here this way because once you get what you need to get in this room, then at that point, you know, Lady D is going to start chasing you, and I think going the other way, personally, is just easier, in my opinion. And I think I also do go to the Duke, too, after this to do some stuff, so we're still pausing, annoyingly. I apologize for that. You can read this stuff here. Some lore. I'm not going to read it. There's some rusted scrap here by the fireplace. You can also unlock this door from the other side. But first we're going to interact with the piano and get the next key, I believe. I really, honestly, I swear, guys, I am checking out on this part of the game for some reason. So I chose to come up here and shoot this guy anyway and kill him anyway just to see what he would drop. And actually, no, there's a window up there. My bad. Yeah, now you can really tell that I haven't, I don't remember this particular part. But yeah, there's a window there that I missed. And thankfully, I was able to avoid Lady D chasing us. So we're going to interact with the piano. This is pretty straightforward. You basically choose the key, and when the red dot is right on the note, then you move on to the next note, and on the next note, and the next note, and blah 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 blah. So yeah, let me take a sip here. A nice little melody here that we get to listen to. Ethan is so freaking good at piano, man. Like, what the heck? So that's how you get the Iron Insignia key. And now you're going to see another transition because I died plenty of times during this stretch of the game. So we're going to head back out into the courtyard, avoid the enemies. I like to swing wide here and, guard. That's where the herb is, by the way, and that completes the courtyard. I tried to fully complete the castle, but like I said, there were just some areas that I couldn't get back to because at a certain point it's just not worth it with all the enemies running around. So we're going back to the Duke right now because we're about to fight the second daughter. And like I said, this one in particular is not that bad. You can also put, I believe, the first mask there if you want.
It's a pleasure to see you safe. How were things?
No sign of Rose.
I'm so sorry it turned out that way. Well, you'll find your way to her once you're out of this castle. Do you have need of anything for the road ahead?
So as I was saying, before the Duke rudely cut me off there, you can put the mask there in the statue. I didn't think about doing it. I would actually recommend to put the masks on the statues as you collect them because it makes it a little less stressful when we do actually have to put the masks on the statue. But I'm doing this ball puzzle here, and I almost panicked for a second because usually whenever I record these post-commentary tracks, I have my headphones disconnected from my computer. So, because if I do have them connected and I try to do the commentary, for some reason it'll come out sounding weird. And when I got to the end of that last track, I noticed that my headphones were still plugged in, so I panicked and I was like going backwards to like the rest of the video to see if all the tracks were fine, but thankfully they're fine. For a split second, I legit felt like I was going to have to re-record all of the commentary that I've done up until this point, but thankfully I don't have to. So we're visiting the Duke once again. We got a lot more stuff to sell him. We're going to sell him this, the Crimson Shell, get a ton of lay for this. And as most of you know, if you've played the game already at least once, which, again, I just want to mention this for the millionth time, if this is your first time playing on Village of Shadows, then you've already beaten the game at least once. Once the Duke becomes sold out on ammo in an area, you can no longer buy ammo from him. So once he is sold out, make sure you do not waste any of that freaking ammo, because trust me, we're not even through the hard, to the hard part yet of this section still, if you guys can believe it or not. That made no sense. So now we're going to actually start upgrading like our actual weapons here. I don't think the charm that we just got on the pistol really does anything. I mean, it costs 0 lay, so I'm just going to assume that it, is just pretty much harmless and doesn't do anything or give us any, boosts in anything. So we're going to head back through this door again, and this time we're going to come to the right and put the iron insignia key in here quickly, as quickly as you can, because Lady D is going to be right behind you, and we're doing the second fight now. So as I said, this one is much easier because all we have to do here is pull this lever to open up the skylight above us, and once she's exposed to the light, she will start hiding behind the bookshelves and basically run away from us, and making it easier for us to shoot her. There is an initial phase there where you get attacked by her, but don't worry. Once you get her a certain amount of times and she staggers back, then she starts to hide behind the bookshelves. Every I would say 10 to 15 seconds, the lever is going to go back up, and you need to pull it again as quickly as possible, because if you don't, she's going to start attacking you and rushing you again. But yeah, this is easily the most manageable fight of the 3, I would say, because they put you in a really giant open room here. I wish they were all like this, but it is what it is. You got to take your wins where you can get them, So we got some shotgun ammo back here that I got lucky and found. I don't think I wasted any of it. I hope I didn't, but it doesn't matter because I ended up getting through this whole section in the end. If any of you are watching this, yes, I have beaten this game on Village of Shadows. I beat it months ago, as you guys, have been told several times by me at this point. So, yeah. She's almost done now, thankfully. Just make sure you keep running back behind the bookshelf and, keep shooting her with the pistol. And I believe... Oh, wait, no. She almost had me there. I believe she should be dying now. So, yeah, she's really, really close. And there we go. She's done. So we'll be able to loot her remains now. And that just leaves one more sister. What are you trying to do with that sickle? Huh? What are you trying to do? Freaking daughter, or I don't even know what her name is. I'm pretty sure all the daughters have names, and this is another instance where I was probably looking at my phone or taking off my headphones because, I'm standing around for a suspiciously long amount of time here. So this room still isn't done yet. We still have some supplies to find here, but I figured I would just leave this in because it's not that long anyway. There's just like a cabinet back here that has, I think, some gunpowder in it. I bet you it's a gunpowder. If not, it's just going to be ammo. There it is. Handgun ammo. I was wrong. So we got the second mask here in this room, and you are perfectly safe in here. Make sure you shoot that window. And now we're going to be going to the roof. This section right here is also rough. You can unlock this door from the other side, and we're back into like this main area again. I wouldn't, explore it now if I were you, because Lady D could be wandering around, and if you attract her, she will follow you into this room, but she will not follow you here into this room. And there we go. We got the hooligan trophy for shooting all of those specific windows. There's a decent amount of supplies here in this room, but basically what we're doing is we're shooting I think there are 5 bells here that we're shooting to unlock the secret chamber that's going to get us to the attic and then to the rooftop. We're also going to be getting the sniper rifle, finally a new weapon when we get to the attic. And I said attic. Jeez, man. I mean, you've been pretty solid this whole video with your commentary, but that was cringe. So, that's pretty much all of the bells there, and I was looking around for resources here, but there really wasn't anything, sadly. So, yeah, we got an herb here, and this section is really, really annoying. It's really annoying because you got these freaking mutant bat things that are just going to be constantly pestering you every second of the way, every step of the way when you're up here on this freaking rooftop. My advice is just to not spend your time looting the area. Just run, basically. Don't engage, just run. So, what is this? There's a note here. The shotgun is up ahead. There is also, I think, an enemy. Yeah, there's an enemy laying down behind us. There's a crate here with some chem fluid. Thankfully, I was able to craft a health item there. And I would pick up the sniper rifle first. I do think there are some supplies behind us. Like I said, there's an enemy just completely just sleeping on the floor right now. But as soon as we run by it, it's going to get up. Yeah, there is something here. There's a lockpick here. We don't really have to engage this guy. I mean, I chose to engage him anyway because I was just like, fuck it. Actually, no, I didn't. So we're doing a transition here. Jeez, I really need to watch these before I do the commentary, but whatever. Fuck you guys. I'm just kidding. None of you are going to comment on it. I'm my worst critic, okay? It's like I'm talking to myself now at this point. So you're going to have to rush through this section and be as careful as possible. And these guys really freaking suck. Push this button here. I don't actually think you have to push the button, but I just did it for some reason. I think I did it to open up the door, but once you reach a certain point here, like a certain like once you're a certain length away from the elevator, the doors close again. So it's kind of pointless to open the doors. Turn right here. Keep going. These guys are just going to be on your ass the entire time. This part you really, really have to rush through. Trust me. I would not, loot everything here. Just every time you come across a vase, just smash it and pick up what's inside and just fucking keep running, man. The rooftop, you'd think the rooftop would be more chill than the rest of the place because it's outside, but no, the rooftop freaking sucks. But at the end of this path here is going to be the 3rd mask, so congratulate yourself. You are almost done. Now it's time for the most annoying daughter and probably the most annoying boss in this entire section of the game, man. Might be one of the more annoying bosses in the game. There's some pretty tough bosses, but she's definitely the hardest boss here. So the door was closed, so like I said, me pushing the button was freaking meaningless. But once you get in the elevator, you're pretty much safe at this point to, you can chill for a bit. But Lady D is going to be up ahead, so be ready for that. And I'm going to be making my way back to the Duke again for the millionth time. I'm just kidding. No, it hasn't been that long. So I did a little transition there. We're going to run by her to the right through these doors to the left. And if you're quick enough, you can put the next mask here, or put at least one of the masks here in the statue. And annoyingly, actually, she didn't get me there. Never mind. She won't follow you here into this room, so you don't have to worry about her following you. We're going to talk to the Duke again and buy some. First, we're going to sell some stuff, I believe, and we're going to buy that pistol too pretty soon. But yeah, we can sell the next crystal torso here, and actually, I'm upgrading our weapons some more, I believe. Yeah. You should upgrade your shotgun because your shotgun is easily the best weapon that you have right now at this point in the game. So next to the sniper rifle, but I would not waste a single sniper rifle shot or try to avoid wasting your sniper rifle bullets because we're going to need the sniper rifle for the Lady D boss fight. So we're going to come back up this way. We're going to grab this ammo that I missed out on before. We're gonna do a run where we're gonna go through the cells again, where the prison cells are, where the enemies are. There's some crystal fragments here. Make sure you keep running here. The reason why we're doing this is because, like I said, I was struggling so much with this third daughter. Like I had already fought her several times at this point, and she kept freaking killing me. So I was like, all right, I need resources. So we're gonna come through here. Basically, it's going to take you a while to do this. There's going to be a bunch of enemies in this section with these prison cells. Pretty much every time you come across an enemy, this is what I do. And I have Carcinogen himself, the YouTuber Carcinogen, to thank for this strat here, because in my opinion it's just too dangerous to engage them. So what you do is you get the enemy's attention. Do this with all of the enemies. You're gonna have to go back and forth and do this several times. This took me, I think, at least like 10 minutes, and there's some enemies that I didn't show, but I'm showing the last enemy here. What I did is once you get the enemy's attention, come back here into this room, and we're basically just gonna wait for the enemy to get here. Once he gets here, we're going to burn him with the lantern, and it will become a lot easier to kill him at that point. Do this pattern of this back and forth pattern repeatedly. Do not engage the enemies because you want to save your ammo and not take damage. We need everything we can get for this third daughter because trust me, she sucks, okay? I know I'm hyping her up a lot, but the hype is definitely warranted. You guys are going to see. I don't know. I mean, some people might find the first daughter to be harder, but I personally think the third daughter is a lot harder. So there's one last crate down here with some handgun ammo, and we're not out of the woods yet. There are more enemies we're going to have to deal with up here, but I'm going to come into this room again to do this part, and there's a very specific way you can do this efficiently and avoid taking as much damage as possible. As soon as you run in, grab that pipe bomb, smash that crate. We're gonna throw the pipe bomb at the wall here, and as soon as you can, light this lantern on fire and then run into this little chamber here. Most of the enemies that follow you in here are gonna have to walk right by the lantern, and it's going to light them on fire. Whatever you do, don't waste any of your mines or any of that. Just do your best to block, push, and just go back and forth basically. There's one more guy or two more guys, I think. I know at least one more guy that's outside still, so I'm trying to light these lanterns here. They're pretty slow. As you guys can see, you can maneuver around them pretty easily. I got unlucky there, and I don't think that guy actually got me there. I think the lantern lit me on fire there. But here I did, I think, take the sniper out and use it to get a couple of shots here. But very soon, once you take out these 3 guys, I think it's 3 guys. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is 3 guys. Once you take out these 3 guys, you're pretty much clear with the enemies here. Actually, it's 4 guys. I was right. There was another one. I think, you know, if you keep leading them into the lanterns, it does do additional damage. And obviously, the longer that they're on fire, you know, when they're on fire, they do burn pretty much over time. But yeah, they're pretty much done now at this point. So, yeah, like, see, I lured the guy in the direction of the lantern, and it burned him again. So, I had enough resources to craft some shotgun ammo here, because our health is pretty good, and we're clear on the enemies now. So, push this open here, and grab what's inside. I think it's the Azure Eye, yeah. And we're going to combine that with something else that I don't know if we already picked it up or not. With the ring, actually, that we got earlier. And you can sell that for a ton of lay. I got lucky and was able to generate some shotgun rounds there when I smashed that crate. And there's another crate down here. Now, when you do get to the top of the stairs again, there are going to be enemies in like the area that we got the wine bottles. So, you know, be careful. But they're fairly easy to run by. So at this point, I think we're going to go back to the Duke one last time, and then we're going to fight the 3rd daughter here. It's good to go back to the Duke again and actually create a save so that you can basically, you know, have that save. You know, you don't have to go back basically. So speak to the Duke. And I'm basically just going to focus on upgrades now. So we're going to sell what we have. I'm not going to sell the Azure Eye yet. We got Ingrid's necklace, which I picked up from one of the guys down in the prison cell area that I lured to the lantern room. And yeah, man, this is rough. There's sniper bullets that we can buy here, but like I said, we're mostly going to focus on upgrading our weapons. So I fully upgraded the shotgun, and I believe I upgraded the rifle a little bit too. Yeah, we did. No, actually, we don't have enough. So yeah, when you are done, make sure you create a save, man. You do not want to lose all of that progress. Trust me, because going back down there again and getting those resources takes a lot of time. Having to do that fucking strat where you lure them into the torch room, and if you know, you just don't want to have to redo that progress. So Lady D most of the time is going to be up here, so we're just going to take this route again. And now it's time to engage with the 3rd daughter, but not in the way that she wants us to engage with her. We're gonna freaking kill her. Man, that was a horrible joke. So we're gonna run up here and come back through here again, and this is where the final mask is too. So I don't know why I was shooting up there. Probably because I forgot that I had already picked up the crystal fragment. So sometimes she will spawn behind you here and start like pursuing you, but as long as you make her break like straight for the door. You're putting Dimitrescu's key in here, by the way. And once you make it into this room, she won't follow you anymore. So we have plenty of shotgun shells at this point. We're gonna open this up. We're gonna get the silver ring. That's the ring we're gonna combine the eye with. So we did a transition here. This is my successful attempt. As soon as you get here, she doesn't attack you yet, but when you get into the center of the room, she does. Drop a mine right here. Push this barricade out of the way. Lure her into the mine in order to blow up the wall to let the light in. And then we're just going to start throwing pipe bombs at her. Then after this, we're going to use the shotgun on her repeatedly. We're going to have to run away from her a lot because this daughter has a habit of charging you a lot more than the other daughters do. So, I mean, the first daughter charges you quite a bit. Try to block. Don't get in a situation like that. but if you're lucky enough, you'll have another health drink. I like to try to use the barriers here to like actually protect myself from her attacks, and it does work a lot of the time. You just have to, the timing has to be very, very specific here. So just keep running away from her. General rule that I use, if I'm running away from her and I hear her, but I can't see her in front of me or to my side, that usually means she's like right on your ass. So just keep running. When she gets into that phase where she's like doing like multiple slashes, she does kind of slow down at that point. You can unload on her just a little bit, and sometimes she'll run into the, you know, the barriers like a dum-dum. But yeah, just keep freaking running. And at, you know, worst case scenario, if she gets up to you, block, you know. But you do not want to take too much damage from her because she can kill you so freaking quick. It's not even funny. So she's almost dead now, thankfully. Just keep repeating this pattern over and over. If you do this successfully like the other sisters, she's a fairly quick fight. But yeah, a very dangerous fight. So looting the lower floors was, I think, definitely worth it in the end. So that's it. She is finally freaking done. Fuck her. She was the worst. Easily the hardest part up until this point in the game, honestly. So now we're pretty much on to Lady D. So congratulate yourself once again if you made it this far. You have endured a lot of pain, but it's not over yet, sadly. So, but we're almost done. So when we come here into this room, there is a crystal fragment hanging at the top here. We're going to replace where the mask was originally. We're going to look at the mounted head, and we're going to undo this screw. And then we're going to put the mask basically right there. As soon as you come out, I mean, I don't think this will happen all the time, but in my case it did. Lady D was pretty much here every single time. So just hide around the corner here. And you don't want to take damage from her here because she can... I mean, I'm at a state in health right now where I don't have any healing items, and she could just kill me like that. And I tried to just kind of wait her out here, but annoyingly she looked up and saw me or something, and a chase happened, and I had to kind of figure out a way to get by her without getting hit. So if she starts like chasing you up the stairs here, I like to lure her into this room here because there's a little pillar here that you can kind of trick her and do the little trick where you get her to go one way and just basically just like, you know, whoop, get the fuck out of here. And yeah, now we're going to head back down and put the final mask in its place. I think I did put one of the other masks in its place off screen, but this was pretty much the last mask here. This door takes a really long time to open, so I would not recommend standing here like I did, like, you know, all cocky and overconfident that I was going to be able to get through here without getting hit. But thankfully, once you get here into this little hallway, she doesn't chase you anymore, weirdly. She'll still stand there and talk shit, but she won't chase you anymore. So you don't have to worry about getting hit by her anymore. So I'm going to come here, loot these vases, and I'm going to go back to the Duke one last time to prepare myself as much as I can for the Lady D fight. And yeah, I have plenty of tips for you guys here because this fight is, in all actuality, going to take you a lot longer than what you actually are going to be seeing in this video. Like I said, it took me about 20 minutes to beat her. It's not hard to beat her once you know her patterns, but it is very boring and just repetitive, annoyingly. So at this point, I don't think she's going to chase you anymore. So if you have the balls, you can, you know, take your lockpick and go and like find somewhere and try to get more resources, but I wouldn't at this point because we're pretty much done with this area. We just got the last boss and then we're pretty much done. So we're going to combine the Azure Eye with the Silver Ring, and then we're going to sell it for, what is that, 12,000 lei. And we're going to upgrade the sniper because it needs it. The sniper is going to really help us out a lot in the beginning phase of this upcoming boss fight. So, yeah, I don't think I can buy any more ammo. Yeah, no, I can't. I almost got a little glimpse of Ethan's face there, which was pretty interesting. So when you're ready to proceed, just head back, go up the stairs, and interact with the little, like, I think it's like a casket, or like, yeah, like a casket thing. And the final boss of this section is officially going to begin.
Ruined everything!
Okay, so for the first section here, all you need to do is just crouch in the corner, and she's going to automatically lunge at us, but if you're crouched in the corner, then you don't have to worry about getting hit by her, thankfully. So as soon as we get up here into this next area, there's thankfully ammo for us up here and supplies and a first aid like drink. I mean, it's not a drink. We don't drink that shit. This is when the fight officially starts. So we're going to run here past this doorway, and we're just going to wait. We're just going to wait because every single time the fight starts, she's automatically going to destroy this part here for some reason. I don't know why, but it basically opens up the entire area. And the pattern that you're going to want to follow here is she's going to repeatedly follow us around this circular part that we're on here. Like, this whole area is like a circle, basically. And she's going to follow us around. Every time she does that lunge attack, the creature that she's on top of, or her rather, because I guess she is the creature, will turn red. And when she lunges at you, you want to get out of the way. But then when she takes a step back, you're going to aim, and you should have enough time to basically fire a shot at her. And you're just going to do that pattern repeatedly over and over and over and over and over and over and over again for the entire fight until you're completely out of ammo. Do not miss a single shot on her. Make sure you are hitting her every single time. When she flies away and deploys the bugs, get here into cover to avoid getting, attacked by the bugs, because you will die from the bugs. You don't want to die from the freaking bugs, but you will die from the bugs. So, just keep repeating the pattern. When she lunges and takes a step back like that, aim, shoot her. Just keep repeating the pattern over and over and over again. I cut about like 10 to 15 minutes out there. In the late phase of the fight, she'll fly up into the air, and when she flies up into the air, she'll do kind of like this dive bomb attack where she'll she'll dive at you in your direction. You got to make sure you're standing out of the way of where she is. So whatever direction she appears in, make sure you get behind the wall, that is going to protect you from her and not get hit by her. And just keep repeating the whole lunging pattern over and over. She'll follow you around the area in a circle. Every time she lunges and takes a step back, fire at her and don't miss a single shot, basically. Here, I'm doing it again right now. At a certain point, she'll destroy all of the cover, so you can't hide from the bugs anymore, but she won't really throw the bugs at you anymore. There is another phase where she will be flying up into the air, like hovering, and it's really hard to hit her, so I wouldn't even risk trying to hit her, to be honest, when she's in that phase. And once she flies away and starts saying, like, no more, not enough blood, then you're pretty much on to the second phase of the fight.
Not enough blood! More!
And we're on to the final phase now. This phase is much easier and much quicker, but still extremely nerve-wracking and very scary. And it went on for quite a bit of time, so I had to do some cutting. You know, this video was very similar to the finale of my hardcore run in that I had to do a lot of editing in order to get this video into a certain length. But I basically wanted to cover the entire castle section in this video, so here, she's either going to attack you from the left or the right. When her body glows red like that, you do not want to be in the path of that, because being on the receiving end of that will take you either very close to death, like I am right now, there's a little transition there, or to the brink of death. So whatever direction she's standing in, stand away from her to not get hit by her, basically, if that makes any sense. So there's about a minute left of this, and then we're going to finally beat her and be done with this whole section. The ending of the video is a little anticlimactic. I'm sorry, but, you know, I had to cut it at a certain point. So I'm going to conclude my commentary now, finally. As you can see, we're in that critical health state, but if you wait long enough without taking damage, you will go back to, you know, like medium health until you take another critical hit again. So just keep repeating the pattern, keep strafing here, and you should be done with her in no time. You'll know when the fight is over, because it'll put you into another first-person cinematic. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, found this helpful. If you did, please comment, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Once again, please, I would greatly appreciate it. I worked really hard on this video. Don't get hit there. And yeah, I will see you guys on part 3. Peace.
You're the one who's cursed. Looks like I'm getting out of this place.